Greetings, fellow scribes! Welcome back to the archive. This week, I continue my series talking about the archetypes of Shadowrun by talking about quite possibly the most important member of the team. The one whose presence or absence determines the approaches your team can take. Without a face, you have one recourse: violence. With a face, you have all the options that a silver-tongued devil can bring. So sit back, relax, and enjoy as we talk about those people who can sell sand to Aden, the faces. As a core book archetype, the face made its first appearance in Shadowrun 3rd edition. And the 3rd edition face was a pretty straightforward build. They had a few contacts, they had a high charisma, and they had a lot of social skills. As I said, that was a simple, straightforward design. The face, though, is so much more than just that. First off, you have to really take a look at what the face does in a team. First and foremost, the face is the person who does your team's negotiations. They're the people who get you the better paycheck. Now, of course, they do this with high social skills and high charisma. But they do so much, as I said, they do so much more than just that. They're the people who will fast talk you past the guards. They're the ones who will come up with the fake IDs and coach the rest of the team on how to pretend to be the servers at that high-class party that they're infiltrating. The face is the person who has their ear on the pulse of the street. They're the person who is getting you that info from working their contacts. They're the ones who will find that street bum who just happens to sit across the street from where you're going, and he'll tell you how many times he sees guards go in and out. Not an exact number, mind you, but, a good relative enough to figure out how heavily defended it is. He's the person who'll know someone in the mayor's office or the city building office that will be able to get you the blueprints to that old building. The face is built around two things. Truly two things. Social acumen and a wide base of contacts. You don't need high-end, high-powered contacts to be an effective face. In fact, you generally want a bunch of low-end people that can get you information. And that's where you start thinking about how you're going to build your face. In 2nd and 3rd edition, you actually used your starting new yen to buy your contacts. So a face who had a lot of contacts in the early editions had a bunch of low loyalty contacts. Because 2nd and 3rd edition, it didn't matter how much influence someone had, it was that you had a contact. 4th and later editions added the concept of the connections rating. So you had your loyalty and your connections. And again, a good face doesn't need a lot of high connections contacts. In fact, generally speaking, I believe a face needs one high connection contact, and that is a fixer. Maybe go ahead and take an information broker, put those both at connections 4, and loyalty 2 or 3, whichever your edition allows you to go up to. And then everything else is connection 1, 2, or 3, loyalty 1 contacts. And you want a broad base of those. You want, maybe you want a meta rights activist, a beat cop, a bartender, a bum, anything like that. People who you can go to get information from. A city hall clerk. Anything and everything like that is what you're going to build from. And the purpose of this part is to have that base of, wait, I know someone who might know about that, and be able to ring up a contact. In short, a face in pretty much any edition should probably have a minimum of 7 starting contacts. That's what I always try to build for myself. But what else does a face need? They need high charisma, which in 4th through 5th 4th, 5th, and 6th helps get you some free starting contacts. And they need social skills. But, that's obvious. You need the persuasion, the fast talking, all those things to be a good face. But there's other stuff that makes a good face. Not just advantages or positive qualities or negative qualities. And this is where you get into where the variety of a face comes in. Because ultimately, you can build your face in one of 3 ways. Relying on qualities. Just relying on qualities and native skill. You can build them awakened. Or you can build them relying on various social enhancing bio and cyberware. These are things like tailored pheromones, stuff like that. And you can build a lot of things into your face from the cybernetic and bioware enhancements point of view. There's lots of little things you can give your face to make them better socially. At the same time, if you make them magically active, you have options there. First off, you can make them a charisma-based tradition, so that they're going to have lower drain, and give them a whole bunch of spells about manipulating people's emotions or reading people's minds. If you make them an adept, well then, improved ability, the kinesics adept power, which lets you read people's body language, basically makes you a human lie detector. And, things like that. And then, of course, you've got the assortment of edges. Like, a great example is first impression. When you first meet someone, they think you're trustworthy. There's ones that give you bonuses to social skills as well. And the whole point of building the face is you've got your stats. You now need to figure out how they do it beyond just, I roll my charisma dice. you've got to build your face with a solid concept of what they do. Are they a con artist? Well, yeah, you're going to have high con. You're also going to have knowledge skills relating to that, to your art of the con. Are they just a smooth-talking devil? Well, what makes them smooth-talking? There are clothes that actually give you bonuses to your social limits in 5th edition. Are you going with those? There's lots of things that give you small bonuses to your dice pools. And that is essentially what is piled on top of a face. Because as a face, the most important thing you have going for you is a smile and a pretty word. 5th edition even had a great positive quality for faces. Too pretty to hit. It let them use their charisma in place of their agility for determining their full defense value. Of course, on top of determining how you're going to be a face, you get to determine what race you're going to be. The go-to races for a face are elf or human. Humans have a natural 6 charisma, which you are going to hard cap. Elves have a natural 7 or 8, depending on their, on whether or not they're a meta variant. Of course, the ultimate face would be a dryad face. They have a base, they have a 8 maximum charisma, which you can make 9 with exceptional attribute charisma. They have glamour, which gives them a significant boost to their social roles. And then you pile on top of them improved ability in the various social skills. You pile on kinesthetics, commanding voice, so that they tell someone to do something and that person wants to do it. And it is crazy what you can do with that sort of build. Of course, jokingly, people have called the elven adept face the pornomancer. This is because such a character, they often built those characters with a specialization for seduction. And so, yeah. Let's just say there are people who have very interesting ideas of what's fun. Some of those include seducing anything with a pulse. And then these people developed the elven social adept face with the emphasis in seduction. And I think that's where I'm going to leave this week. Next week, I'm going to talk about deckers. Those people who turn your opponent's weapons off in the wireless world and turn your opponent's very own wired defenses against them back in the old Matrix. So until then, I'd like you all to remember to have fun and keep gaming.